What's up, everybody? My name is Vince. Welcome to the channel. Today's video, we're going over KOBALT's new XTR circular saw. This is a 7¼ inch circular saw. Once again, KOBALT's done it. They're including features that professionals have asked for. They're moving up the hill, the mound, whatever you want to call it. They're moving on up. They're moving on up. We're going to go over everything right after this message from our sponsor, VCG Construction. So today we're in the shop. We're making some sound deadening panels. They're pretty simple to make. So we figured it would be a good time to break out the KOBALT and make some cuts. We're going to cut some 2x4. We're also, although we really don't need any plywood for the project, I know what everybody would be saying, rip some plywood, rip some plywood. So we're gonna rip some plywood. Before we get on to that, let me tell you a little bit about the saw itself. So at Lowe's Home Improvement, where this is available, it's item number 1518744 and its model number KXC2-124B-03. It's their KOBALT XTR 24-volt max 7¼ inch brushless, cordless, circular saw with brake and metal shoe. It's a pretty good brake. It does have a nice, smooth metal shoe. They're touting a brushless motor that delivers 5,500 RPM and longer motor life. The saw can bevel from 0 to 56 degrees. It has positive stops, which is pretty awesome on this saw. You're losing the bevel latch, okay? And you'll see that you can set the stop to 55 degrees, 45 degrees, and 22 degrees. Now, this is the awesome part. You push down, you set to which stop you want it to, boom, it stops. You lock down, you're ready to make your cut. Same thing, you need to be at 55 degrees. You set yourself at 55 degrees, you lock down your latch, you're ready to make your cut. You can move it to 45 degrees. See how it positively locks in place there? And you lock it in place at 45 degrees. The beautiful part is that it's ultra smooth, like really, really smooth. The scale is highly visible, really nice. We also have a scale here at the front. If you watch some of the cuts we were making, right here at the edge is actually where the right side of the curve lands. Pretty good. So this is a pretty accurate scale. You'd be 1 inch off of that cut. They're calling dead center of the saw curve. This scale is 1 inch off of that. It's like any tool, okay? As you use your tool, as you use the saw blades that you like, thin kerf, normal kerf, you're going to know where your blade's gonna land on your scale. So keep that in mind. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna just make a random cut. Okay, we're gonna move back. I'm gonna confirm that our scale lines up. And you'll see, if we place our blade in the center of our cut, it does indeed line up with the scale on the saw. If you're using such things such as rip guides to make straight cuts, maybe you're doing some home renovation, you're putting down a floor, and you need to trim the bottoms of your doors. You're gonna do that with a rip guide. This scale is good. It helps you to determine where you're gonna be placing your rip guide. Okay, if you were gonna put down your rip guide, you're at 5 inches. Some other saws, I found myself having to take the battery out, then come in just to make sure we're making an accurate cut on renovation projects. Come in, all right, stick your tape measure against the blade to determine where I'd be placing my rip guide. The funny part is, and Mikey could tell you this, how many times have you measured off and it's some squagmired number? It's 1 inch and crazy. 4/16 or something goofy. This is thoughtfully placed at 1.5 inches. Look at it. So KOBALT's claiming 2.5 inches of cutting depth when it's set at full depth. Now, here's the deal. We have a little latch. We're going to loosen it up. That depth adjustment is really smooth. I wish this scale for depth was as visible as these scales here. You can see the scale here. I mean, it is cast into the guard. You can see it. It's never going to go away, but it's not highly visible. But the problem is that it's all painted black. Like, reality, I don't know. Do you take a silver marker and mark them off? Like, is that what you do? You almost wish that over time the paint would wear away. Let's set it exactly at 2. We're going to stick our tape measure on there. And you'll see that it's close if we're on that hash mark, but from what I'm seeing here, okay, we're at 2 1/8 of an inch. You seeing that? We're going to be slightly deeper than we wanted if we were setting it on our hash mark. So it seems to me you would want this gauge to be right below the line. If we put our tape here, it looks as though we're right at the 2 inch mark. 2 1/16. Okay, let's confirm by making a cut. Pretty much, it's showing 2 1/16 right there to the bottom of the cut. Depending on what your project is, if you're trying to make mortise or something of that nature, it's mission critical. You're probably going to want to use this as a quick reference, and then maybe even you still dial yourself in with a tape measure, or better yet, a steel ruler. All depends on what your work requires. It adjusts really, really easily. I think it does. That's great. There's no hang up. The scale itself could be a little bit more visible. They did such a great job here. Why not a little treatment there? Hashtag just saying. They also included a rip fence, a rip guide. I like it. If you need to make smaller rips of the same size, it's a nice little addition. They're giving you more value for your money. And I like getting more for less. I just do. Before we move on, how about we just confirm that full depth cut, okay, of 2 1/2 inches. I will tell you this, plenty powerful. It's like literally, look at that. That's literally 2 1/2 inches. Really nice. We're gonna make some cuts in 2x4, 2 before, as my uncle used to say. I mean, it really, it's a nice blade that's on there too. It really makes a nice cut. Plenty powerful for cutting 2x4s. This is literally a scrap at this point. So we could just make a bunch of cuts, see how we do. I will let everybody know, battery's fully, no, it's not. We're down to 3 bars. I will tell you this much, no lack of power with 3 bars. We might not need as much power for our impact as we do with our saw. So we got a full charge here. We're just gonna make a couple quick cuts. It does have a nice LED here for low light situations. The saw also allows for an 1 3/4 depth at the 45-degree mark. You're able to cut through a full 2x4. KOBALT's claiming 9.4 pounds total weight. I gotta tell you, it feels pretty good. Feels pretty good. It doesn't feel heavy at all. Feels really solid. I like the handle up front here. This is nice. Nice rubber overmold. Overmold here, overmold here. I like the idea that they have a rafter hook on here. People are asking for it. They included it. We're gonna clamp down on our rip guide. It's man glitter, baby. It's man glitter. I will say a couple things. It's got a lot of power, okay? It really moved through quickly. I will tell you this much. Because of the camera and the way we're set up and making the continuous rip, I really was regretting being over here because this dust chute really sent the sawdust down. I tell you, I'm pretty impressed, super impressed And if you're super impressed as well, smash the like button. Leave it down in the comments section below. What do you think of the new KOBALT XTR line of tools? What do you think about this saw in particular? What other tests do you want to see thrown at this tool? We want to know. With that, I want to say I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Thanks a lot, everybody. We'll see you all on the next one. You know, it's great when things look good on paper. It's even better when they perform in real world scenarios. Video's over, but I know you want more. So this is how you're going to get it. First thing you need to do is pretend you're this guy. And you're here at the birthplace of freedom. Now ring that bell like it's 1776 and let all notifications through. What? You're not subscribed yet? Well, smash this button here. After that, watch this video here, and maybe over here. See you later.